Welcome to DABCC Radio,
where smart people listen.
Virtualization and Cloud Talk,
Featuring cutting-edge solutions from the hottest companies around the globe.
broadcasting from the DABCC offices in sunny Sarasota, Florida.
Surrounded by computers, books, and Legos.
A Microsoft MVP, Citrix Charter CTP, VMware vExpert.
And your host, Douglas Brown.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of DABCC Radio. We have another Citrix Ready show for you today, and we have the guys from the security company, Kaspersky, with us. And they're going to talk about all they do within the virtualized world, and specifically for Citrix and within the Citrix world, Zen Desktop, Zen App, what have you. And I think you're really going to be, interested in this episode. I learned a lot. I come from the day when antivirus and solutions like that, you did not deploy them on Citrix boxes, and that is just absolutely not the case today. And they have a great solution. They're going to talk also about ransomware a bit, which is always in the news, and unfortunately. So, well, with no further ado, here's my interview with the guys from Kaspersky and Citrix Ready.
Thanks, guys, so much for taking the time to be with us today. I really look forward to this podcast. I know a little bit about you guys. I've been following the company for years, but at the same time, I am really excited to learn more about what you're doing with Citrix and things like that. So this is the thing I love most about my podcast is I get to learn along with everyone else. So that being said, let's dive straight into it. So who are you and what do you do over at Kaspersky? So let's take Vitaly first.
So I'm working at Kaspersky Lab headquarters, and I'm responsible for the business development of our data center security and virtualization security products. I work as the solution business lead, so I'm personally responsible to make sure that the business in the data center and virtualization security grows, and the efficiency of our interaction and cooperation with Citrix also grows well.
Perfect. Andrey, what do you do or who are you and what do you do at Kaspersky?
Yeah, thanks for having us today. My name is Andrey Pozhogin. I'm a product marketing guy here at Kaspersky North America. I'm responsible for all B2B products here. And I have previous experience in both B2B and B2C fields, working in Microsoft and Xerox, and a small security startup before that.
That's great. That's great. Sagnik, I'm very happy to have you back on the line. So who are you and what do you do over at Citrix Ready?
Hey, Doug. Glad to be back. I'm into technical marketing at Citrix Ready. I manage the desktop ecosystem of the partners to validate their joint solutions, to technically verify the bits and pieces, and finally promote the joint solutions to get the word out and have interesting conversations that customer would benefit, such as now.
Okay, so since this is a Citrix Ready Kaspersky podcast, let's take the partnership question first. So, what are you guys' views on the Kaspersky partnership with Citrix Ready? And so, I'll throw it at the Kaspersky guys first, and then I'll have Sagnik answer. So, how about it, Vitaly? You want to take that one first?
Yeah, sure. So actually, several years ago, we kind of understood that the virtualization market is quite major all around the world, and many companies use virtualization to build their infrastructure. And a couple of years ago, we introduced a security solution which protects virtualized environments, and especially we have a dedicated solution. And we will, I believe, talk about that solution a bit later, which is specifically designed to protect virtualization. And of course, we fully rely on Citrix company to leverage this idea and get more and more customers protected with that solution. So this is the main idea of the partnership between Kaspersky Lab and the Citrix. But of course, we still have endpoint solutions, kind of security for Windows servers and for the Linux servers, which can work on top of the virtualized endpoints. But anyways, still we keep together with Citrix, we keep developing the security for virtualization, kind of targeted security solution, which is quite popular among both SMB and enterprise companies right now.
Sagnik, how do you see the partnership from the Citrix perspective?
Yes, Doug. So Citrix Ready and Kaspersky has a very active participation. I must say our products are closely integrated, and Vitaly mentioned about the virtualization aspect coming into the recent years. Our products are closely integrated and not just in one single product line, but multiple product lines such as Zen Desktop and Zen Server. Delivering security to our customers is the primary objective to both our companies, and we definitely look into ways to further enhance the value that we provide to them. So one of the things that we started recently is the Security Remote Access Program, where the objective of the program is to work with our partners to showcase our customers who rely on Citrix technologies to assure privacy, protect sensitive information, and enable compliance of apps and data without compromising workforce flexibility and productivity. So, and Kaspersky is one of these partners who participate for the program, who have solutions with expertise in any of the capabilities. Like many partners are participating for the program. They could be in app management, device management, identity management, or network protection. So yeah, we have initiatives on that aspect with Kaspersky. Also, we are participants of their whitelisting program, while they are to our Citrix Ready program. So that's whitelist program essentially whitelists all our Citrix software that we distribute.
Cool. That's great. That's great. So, when I think of security, Kaspersky is one of the companies that, usually comes to mind. So can you tell us a bit about the company and your comprehensive security portfolio that you guys have?
This is a very good question for the beginning, by the way. So, first of all, I would love to say that we are one of the world's largest and fast-growing cybersecurity companies, and the largest one that is privately owned. The guy, Eugene Kaspersky, and the company named after his name, he is still working in companies. He is still our leader, and he's the CEO and leads the business. So we operate in more than 200 countries all around the world. We have a lot of offices in many countries. Right now, as far as I remember, we have 37 offices in 32 countries. And in Kaspersky Lab, we all are anti-malware experts. We have a huge passion, and we love to work in Kaspersky Lab because we all kind of, I would say, we love security. We understand how to deliver security, and we actually, frankly speaking, the 1/3 of the company, and we have 3,000 employees. 1/3 of the company is security experts or IT experts or R&D guys. So we are like a technology-driven company. But the main idea and what drives us and what drives our business is the ideology which comes from the first day when the Kaspersky Lab company was established. We are here to protect the world and to let our customers protect what matters most to them. By our customers, we mean not only customers who are like consumers, but we also work on globally. We work with SMB companies. We concentrate right now on enterprises because we see that people all around the world, they want to protect their privacy and not only kind of family or personal finances, but they also want to protect customer data, business assets, their critical infrastructures. And we utilize our knowledge, and we, in security market, in security industry, we work for more than 18 years. So we use that expertise and bring that to security solutions, what we have in our portfolio. And of course, I know that many people all around the world, they know Kaspersky Lab. They know Kaspersky Lab as the antivirus company. But definitely we are more than antivirus company. We are anti-malware, and we are cybersecurity vendor. So, and the cornerstone of our business strategy is, as I previously said, to transform our leading security intelligence into real protection for our customers, regardless if they are consumers or and biggest enterprises. So in our security portfolio, in our product portfolio, we have security solutions for consumers, we have security solutions for small and medium businesses, for very small businesses, and right now we have a really solid enterprise security portfolio, which consists of the traditional endpoint security solutions, and also includes such stuff like services and targeted security solutions for specifically for virtualization, for example, because right now today we are together with Citrix here, so this would be one of the main topics to discuss today.
Perfect. Sagnik, here's a question for you. How well do, and you're the guy that does a lot of these validations and have a lot of experience with working with Kaspersky within Citrix technology. So I have to ask, how well do Kaspersky products work with Citrix technologies?
Yeah, sure, Doug. So as I said, Kaspersky product lines have multiple integration touch points that are spanned across our various Citrix products, Zen Desktop, Zen App, of course, and Zen Server, which is our platform for virtualization. So, so in my lab setup at Citrix, one of the things that I notice, and I'm sure system admins would face, is a drastic degradation of performance when comparing two master images with and without the antivirus. Right? Typically such antivirus applications are not built for virtualization. Traditional agent-based anti-malware products are not really well suited to understand the virtualized environments. The user login time will increase. There will be frequent crashes of VMs. Not to forget the blue screen of death, or what we call BSODs. And now Kaspersky Security for Virtualization is built for virtualization. Kaspersky has employed a new deployment model that rather than installing a full-fledged anti-malware tool in each VM that could exhaust your processors, memory, storage, I/O, user would instead install something much smaller that does the network protection part, leaving aside the scanning tasks. Now, scanning tasks are then offloaded to what they call it SVM, and which is a true host-based intrusion prevention system, or HIPS. That's what called more as a short key. So yeah, it has been developed specifically for virtual machine security. It helps to maintain the high server density that a system admin would finally want to, in order to save costs, and also ensure the high performance that an end user would want.
In addition to what Sagnik said, I would to add that we see that virtualization is the kind of something what drives everything right now. I see that, actually, I saw that from my previous experience. I'm the guy who worked for system integrators for many years. I'm the guy who worked at the software development company who developed data protection solutions for virtualization, and now I work at Kaspersky Lab, and I'm responsible for the security for virtualization. So for me, during many years of my experience, it's all about virtualization, and I see that businesses, they move to virtualization more and more in many countries. I see that they use virtualization, and frankly speaking, most recent researches performed by Kaspersky Lab, we did a huge research last year, and during my last business trip, I reviewed the report by Gartner, and they say that, and actually our reports say that more than 75% of the companies all around the globe, they already virtualized using one of the most popular virtualization platform. And Citrix virtualization platform is one in the top 3 platforms. So to us, that's a really huge market, not only from the business perspective, but from the security perspective. We see that companies, they adopt virtualization to drive their businesses more efficiently. And the virtualization platforms, they became as a tool to gain more productivity for business, more efficiency, more visibility, and of course, more manageability. But at the same time, we see that as, of course, after working a huge amount of time in security industry, we see that there are a lot of threats around not only virtualization, but around businesses. And we see that cyber criminals, they now they know how to use virtualization to affect, to make kind of even bigger footprint by introducing more holistic approach and more harmful malwares. So, and we see that this is the area where we need to go, and this is the kind of one of the main tests for us to work with such vendors like Citrix to make sure that our solution fit properly into virtualized environment. And as I said, security solutions which customers deploy in virtualization, they cannot utilize the same technologies which we have in physical world. We are talking about virtualization, and companies use virtualization for more efficiency. So we cannot compromise on efficiency or performance when we install virtualization security solution. And as you, Doug, mentioned, it was a best practice: turn it off, deinstall, uninstall, or get rid of antivirus on the virtualization, because yes, that was a huge problem many years before. We have introduced the security solution for virtualization. Traditional solutions, they simply do not work for virtualization. They create new possibilities, and they may result in new vectors of the attacks for the criminals. So this is why we keep working with Citrix to enhancing our Kaspersky security for virtualization solution for Citrix Client Server. And what I also see in enterprise world is that together with utilizing more and more virtualization platforms to build the infrastructure, and we see that many companies use Citrix Client Server platform to build the infrastructure. We see that many companies, they start adopting VDI environments in their infrastructures, VDI, virtual desktop infrastructures. And Citrix, they have a really nice technology. They have Citrix Client Desktop platform, which, to me personally, I'm a technical guy from my experience. To me, Citrix Client Desktop is something which really brings the way how you operate with the business data, with any data, to a new level, because you can connect to your desktop, you can connect to your virtualized workstation from literally any place in the world. And of course, many companies use that, and many companies move from office-only employees to home offices, not only in States or in Europe, but we have such cases even in Russia. Huge banks and huge telecom providers, they move to home office, they relocate their employees to their home offices. And of course, they leverage the VDI platforms to deliver new ways of operating with the business critical data to the end users. And of course, since that's the business critical data, businesses need to make sure, they want to make sure that from the very beginning, when the end user connected to the VDI environment, everything is protected, regardless of the activities happening inside the VDI machine. Business and of course security officers in company, they want to make sure that any activities of the end user are protected and are safe. Even if they open attachments from email, even if they go to the internet, open malicious website, they need to make sure that there is a still reliable security solution installed on the VDI environment, and that solution does not affect performance. So by introducing the, frankly speaking, the perfectly balanced combination of protection and performance, that's the result, and this is the magic behind Kaspersky Security for Virtualization, which allows us to grow our business from year to year.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Security is so required. You know, it's the best practice of turning it off was unacceptable to me, right? But at the same time, you had to do it. So, but technologies have changed, so that's wonderful. Just wonderful. I have to ask, how does Kaspersky protect the data stored on the file servers from damage caused from malicious software?
Well, we have several products in our portfolio. First of all, of course, we care about the virtualized endpoints, regardless if that's the virtual server or virtual desktop. We have Kaspersky Security for Virtualization, light agent product, which utilizes such technologies like offload of the file scanning tests to the dedicated virtual machine, security virtual machine, which utilizes shared cache of verdicts and local cache of verdicts to protect each individual endpoint machine. So we do protect endpoints, I mean virtualized endpoints. But at the same time, we see that with the virtualization in place, many companies still use such things like network attached storages and such things like just a regular file server. And for that reason, for these deployments, we have a dedicated security product named Kaspersky Security for Storages, which can integrate with the most popular network attached storages to protect them from the malware. And we also support and can operate on top of the Windows-based file servers to efficiently protect any file level activities on the file servers.
So one of the probably most important technologies today is anti-cryptor, which is a part of our application Kaspersky Security for Windows Server. And what it does really, instead of just looking for a local infection on a file server, it closely monitors the shared data on the file shares. And in case there is a malicious activity happening, like an infected workstation, and it doesn't really matter if it's physical or virtualized. So if infected workstation tries to encrypt data it has access to on the file shares, that solution will block access to that workstation to the file server and notify the administrator. And that helps to protect from 100% of known variants of ransomware. So in case you hit by things like Loki that encrypts data, shared data on the network, you will be able to still preserve your data and get rid of the infection on the network.
So Andrey just raised a really important question and really important stuff, because we see that a ransomware problem moved from consumer to enterprises. And since we have a huge number of enterprise customers, we communicate to them, we talk to them, and they provide feedback. And what they say during last month, that guys, we got hit by ransomware. So cyber criminals, they figure out that they can get even more money if they deploy ransomware and if they apply ransomware attacks against not the consumers but against the enterprise. They can simply get more revenue of that. So this is, as Andrey said, we integrated the anti-crypto technology in our security solution, which provides protection for the file servers. I will try to explain that in few words. Just imagine that you have a really important file share in your company, and you really want to protect that file share. And you have a really huge enterprise, and you physically cannot afford, and you simply physically cannot control all endpoints in your environment, because users, they use laptops, they have workstations, they have mobile devices, they have smartphones, they have tablets. So, but you want to make sure that files which you store on the file servers are protected properly. So you can deploy Kaspersky Security for storages and integrate that into the Windows-based file servers. And this solution will protect the file server from any malicious activity from endpoints. It will simply check what is happening on the file server, and if any endpoint seems to be operating as decryptor, the software will simply block the access to the file server for that endpoint, which means that's not the right example, but you may have no endpoint security solutions on your endpoints, but if you want to protect the file server, you can deploy the security for storage solution, and you will get rid of any malware attacks, and especially you will get rid of the ransomware attacks on your file servers. But of course, you should never compromise on security, right? So you definitely need to protect endpoints. And here we come to the security for virtualization. And the problem, what I see is that with the adoption of the VDI environments into business landscape, into the infrastructure, we have many kind of reports from our customers that end users, VDI users, they operate the same way. They work with the regular workstations. They go to the internet, they install any applications they want, they open attachments from emails, so they do whatever they want. And for that reason, we integrated the special technologies into security for virtualization product by Kaspersky Lab to protect each individual VDI machine, not only from just regular and unregular malware, but also from the anti-malware, from the ransomware attacks. So with the combination of security for virtualization and security for storage, you can easily protect the entire environment from the ransomware attacks, both endpoints and the data storage locations.
I'm so glad you brought up ransomware. I was about ready to ask that question. I mean, you can't go, a day without reading about it in the news almost, right? And what we're seeing is that users are actually being attacked through ransomware, and they're scared to actually tell their company. So sometimes they just pay it because maybe it's a small amount of money, and they don't want to let the companies know that they did something that caused this breach. And what's scary there is the companies don't know that their data was just compromised, right? So ransomware is a real problem in today's world from a consumer side, and definitely in the enterprise. So it's a requirement to stop that today. It's not something you want to do. It's or wish you can do, or it's just a downright requirement. So that's wonderful. I have to ask, what are the different business problems that you guys are trying to solve, and how?
First of all, of course, we with our solutions, we want to make sure that especially our enterprise customers, and just business customers. They protect their business critical environment without impacting the performance. So as I told before, by introducing the right balance between performance and protection, we see that that's the way how we can help our customers to get a reliable protection for their business critical infrastructures. So this is kind of the magic behind our security solutions. We really keen on detecting and fighting against the most advanced and most hazardous malware, but we also every day work on improving our solutions to make sure that they are efficiently optimized and they work on the highest levels of performance.
Basically, we do two things, and only two things. First of all, we protect your investment into virtualization, because you can solve performance issues by just throwing in more hardware and building just a beefier server and virtualization platform. Instead, we suggest that you, while still keeping the security, you will optimize the performance, so-called security tax, really minimize it, and this way you are protecting your investment in the virtualization platform and virtualization technologies. Second thing we do is we mitigate the risk, and that can be any risk coming from a cyber incident. This could be loss of data, this could be malware infection, this could be a ransomware attack, this could be brand image impact coming from misuse of the data, of stolen data, and things like this. That's essentially what we do here at Kaspersky.
And the third is that we see that the companies, they keen to have security solution which integrates with those technologies which businesses installed and which businesses use to build their environment. For example, if a huge company invested into Citrix SAN server and SAN desktop environment, the very same company will this company will want to have a security solution which integrates with the core technologies of Citrix platforms, right? So this is why we closely work with Citrix guys to make sure that we support and we integrate with the core technologies. Like, for example, for VDI, we support Citrix provisioning services with our solution to make sure that this, both infrastructure and security, interact and works together to make sure that business processes, they're not affected by anything.
Can you talk about maybe some customer success stories from deploying both Citrix and Kaspersky?
Yeah, sure. Of course, we have a lot of customers using, and frankly speaking, I know that Citrix SAN desktop is what majority of the businesses use to deploy VDI environments. We see this all around the world in major and even in emerging markets. And of course, many of our customers, they kind of not happy disclosing that they use some specific security solutions to protect their environments, and we do understand them. But for example, we have many successful deployments in healthcare industry, because healthcare is where we see a big potential and big utilization and big penetration of the VDI deployments. And healthcare organizations, they heavily use Citrix SAN desktop to allow employees to work with the data. For example, Vitaly Group, they use that, and many other hospitals and healthcare organizations all around the world. We also see that financial institutions also figure out that VDI and especially Citrix Client Desktop is a really nice tool to how they can deliver really convenient and flexible ways to work with the data to their employees. And for example, just a recent example, Fubon Bank from China, they deployed a huge this Citrix virtualization and VDI platforms, and they protect these deployments with Kaspersky Security for virtualization, light agent technology.
Wonderful. And for my last question, guys, and this is the really, this is the money question, right? Why Citrix and Kaspersky? And I'm going to ask this to all three of you. So let's start with Sagnik. Sagnik, from your side, from the Citrix side, why Citrix and Kaspersky?
Yeah, Doug. So I think we had some great points that Andrey and Vitaly covered, and those are some of the things why a customer should consider the Kaspersky and the Citrix together, because it's already thought through and plays well with each other. And my lasting thoughts would be that security will remain as a primary focus for every organization, and Citrix continues to put its best foot forward, improving their product line and features that can be used by our security partners to provide better than physical protection from malware and sophisticated attacks for VMs. Now, virtualization did cause initial headaches, what I read about, and what many system admins faced, the AV storm. But yeah, the technology is past that now. Now the technology has proven to have improved performance.
Okay, my Kaspersky guys. I'll let you fight over who wants to answer this one first, but why Citrix and Kaspersky?
I'll answer this way. So Citrix is a great virtualization platform, and it's so great and it's so easy to use that some users still to this date in 2016 believe that virtualization is more secure by design. What they don't understand is that a virtualized workstation or a virtualized server, virtualized desktop is subject to the same kind of threats as physical environments. And there are some threats that are specific for virtual environment themselves. And this platform also needs security. And there is no question about that. There is no discussion about that. The problem, again, it was said multiple times that traditional approaches do not work as well in virtualized environments. And that's why the specialized solution for virtualization from Kaspersky works so great with this perfect virtualization platform from Citrix.
And I also would love to finish the discussion by using what we heard from our customers last year. We did a really huge survey and we interviewed more than 5,000 companies around the world in 25 countries. And those companies were huge enough to have more than 1,500 users in their environment. And what they said is that if we see a data breach incident, if we face any security incident in virtualization, the price for us to recover from the data breach is twice higher than in physical world. And this is what our customers said to us. And this is what empowers us to think every day on how we can make our security solutions designed specifically for virtualization be more effective and be more smart enough to work with and detect even most hazardous malicious activities in virtualized environments. And this is why we work closer with Citrix guys, because we know that those who may face issues and security incident in their virtualized environments, they use Citrix platforms to run their business workloads. And this is why we work with Citrix to make sure that we integrate our solutions. We can efficiently fight against any cyber attacks in virtualized world. And we are lucky enough to say that we have a lot of customers who leverage our security tools and Citrix virtualization platform to build both reliable and protected environments to run their business applications.
That's great, guys. I have one more question for you, and that is if somebody wants to learn more, what do they need to do?
So if someone wants to learn more about Citrix platform and Kaspersky Lab security solutions, they can simply reach out to Citrix Marketplace and learn more about this Citrix virtualization platform, and of course, get some knowledge on how Kaspersky Lab brings security into the virtualized world, and to dig more and learn more about security solutions. Of course, our customers and listeners can go to Kaspersky.com and dig deeper in details, or they can definitely reach out to Kaspersky Lab at Citrix partners in their locations and talk more about what we discussed today.
Again, we here at Kaspersky are all about security, and what I would recommend is to, after this podcast, go back to your consoles, check your security settings, make sure that technologies that are in the products you are paying for right now are enabled. Make sure you use different layers of protection, starting from security for mail. Make sure you enable your users to operate in a more secure way. Make sure you use application control, web control, device control, data protection of paramount importance. If you guys follow these simple, basically advices, you are just making sure that your company name will not be tomorrow, will not be making headlines tomorrow. And good luck and stay secure.
Such a good point. Such a good point. On that note, we'll call it a podcast. You can't get any better than that, right? So thanks, guys, so much.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks so much,
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
So that concludes another successful episode of DABCC Radio. As always, I want to thank my guests for today, the guys from Kaspersky, Citrix Ready, and what else do I say? I hope you guys enjoyed this show. I learned a lot. It's amazing what's going on in this space, and it's definitely required because it's amazing what's going on the opposite side of the ransomware hits and just all the malware and antivirus. It's amazing. Truly, it's sad is what it is. So this is required infrastructure, required applications. So guys, thank you so much for listening to DABCC Radio. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, definitely tell a friend. Check out dabcc.com for the latest and greatest virtualization news and support resources. We also have mobile apps, so head on over to your favorite app store, be that Android App Store or the Apple App Store, and just search DABCC and download away. On that note, what else do I say? But thank you very much for listening to DABCC Radio. Can you say DABCC?
DABC.
Say it again, DABCC.
DABC.
Can you say it again, DABCC?
DABC.
How about DABCC?
DABC.
DABCC.
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 DABCC.